From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Our top story, the United States Air Force has announced that F-16s will remain at Eielson Air Force Base.
Local and federal elected officials are saying the news confirms Eielson's strategic geographic location.
Ryan Grimes has the story.
Secretary Deborah James announced this morning that Eielson Air Force Base is to remain the home of the 354th Fighter Wing's F-16 Aggressor Squadron. It's news Alaska officials have hoped for since Eielson was in danger of losing the fighter jets to Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson in Anchorage or Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada.
I'm glad we're on the map, and we just got more pins put in that map for us with F-16s.
Senator Dan Sullivan says the news is great for Alaska and the nation, given Eielson's unique location in the world.
It's becoming clear not only will Alaska be the combat air power hub for the Pacific, but quite possibly the combat air power hub for the U.S. Air Force. Strategic location, premier training. As you know, J-Park is probably the best training for Air Force pilots in the world.
From local, state, and federal levels, Alaska officials say the announcement is also a major step forward to bring F-35 fighter jet squadrons to Eielson, which is currently undergoing an environmental review process to see if the base can reliably station the new jets.
I feel very confident that we are going to get those F-35s, and it would be a huge benefit to our national security, but also to our economy overall in the state, and not a bad time to have that good news while the state's struggling with their economic news.
Once that decision's made, Eielson Air Force Base is pretty secure, both for the national defense and for Alaska and for our community. It's going to be a big deal to say that we're increasing in population.
This is Ryan Grimes reporting.
Not guilty pleas for the North Pole man accused of shooting and killing his estranged girlfriend and mother of his child. 33-year-old Russell Burris was indicted on a single count of first-degree murder in the death of 21-year-old Mandy Clemens. According to court documents, Clemens' body was found deceased under a tarp. She had died from a gunshot wound. Burris was found shortly afterwards in a self-induced coma after attempting to commit suicide by drug overdose. Troopers recovered what they believe is the murder weapon, as well as a recording implicating Burris. Trial for the case was set for June.
Not guilty pleas today for another man facing murder charges in the death of his brother. 20-year-old Chance Eric was indicted on 2 counts of murder in the second degree. Chance is accused of clubbing his 36-year-old brother Earl Eric Jr. in the head with what troopers described as a large stick. According to court documents, Earl was found unconscious from brain injuries inside his Venati home. He later died at Fairbanks Memorial Hospital. Chance allegedly admitted to clubbing his brother in the head, causing his death. Trial for his case is set for June 15th.
Alaska State Troopers have confirmed a Delta Junction man temporarily released on bail is on the run. Now, 54-year-old Daniel Jensen has been missing since last Thursday from his court-appointed third-party custodian. Jensen is accused of 13 counts of sexual abuse of a minor. Court documents allege Jensen and his wife lured a girl to their home to model prom dresses, which later escalated to rape. The court granted Jensen a temporary release to take care of affairs in Delta Junction. He had been granted 2 previous releases without incident. Jensen's lawyer had previously told the court that a plea deal was likely. Anyone with information about Jensen is asked to phone Alaska State Troopers at 895-5800 or call 911.
A North Pole man indicted on charges of possession of child pornography appeared in Fairbanks Superior Court this afternoon. 24-year-old David Chandler faces 5 felonies in connection to the case and pleaded not guilty to all counts. According to court documents, Chandler had numerous pieces of child pornography on his computer, including photos and videos. Those illegal images were reportedly found in April of 2014. Chandler will be held without bail at Fairbanks Correctional Center. A trial for his case is scheduled for July.
And when we come back, the Alaska House has established a marijuana control board that will oversee the cultivation, management, and sale of marijuana in the state.
Also, the Family Friendly Awards were handed out today. We'll reveal all the lucky winners when we return. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Alaska House passed a bill today that would establish a new marijuana control board. That board, which would share staff and resources with the state alcohol board, would control the cultivation, manufacture, and sale of marijuana in the state. The legislation passed 25-15 under reconsideration, meaning another vote will likely take place before the bill goes to Senate. An amendment to disallow felons from being licensed in the pot industry failed 26. A majority of the Interior delegation supported the bill as Representative David Tellerico of Denali cast the only no vote among them. Representative Steve Thompson of Fairbanks says it's crucial to create the control board as soon as possible as industry regulations are due in November.
This is important to get in place at this time. If we don't, we're going to have a real problem. And this will start the process of getting this to where it needs to be, to get the regulations started, to start having people cross-trained, to get licenses started.
A new school policy has been enacted regarding weapons in the Fairbanks North Star Borough School District. The board's firearms, deadly weapons, and weapons policies were updated March 23rd. Among those changes, all knives, regardless of blade length, are categorized as a deadly weapon. Students found with any type of knife on school grounds will now be suspended for 30 days per state law. School officials say that even if a student brings a pocket knife into the school inadvertently, that student would face suspension. Other weapons brought into the schools will have a more serious punishment.
The State Department of Education is requiring the school district report weapons possession and use with required consequences. So firearms have to be receive a 1-year, 365-day expulsion from school, and weapons, deadly weapons have to receive a 30-day suspension from school.
Some interior business owners were recognized and honored in a special way today. Guests flooded into Ravens Landing Center for the 13th Annual Chamber of Commerce Family-Friendly Workplace Ceremony. Nominations were submitted by employees who also provided written examples of employer leadership qualities. Awards were given to business owners who supported greater involvement with children or family members in need. Chair of the Early Childhood Development Commission, Rachel Hamp, says business benefits from a better balance of work and family responsibilities.
188 this year, that's record breaking. I think last year was 135, so it was really exciting to get that many people, and it just means it's gaining momentum. 6 awards, but we actually ended up giving 7 this year because of some really heartfelt stories that the review committee thought they needed to be acknowledged.
Some people will try just about anything to eat healthy. Monty Bowen talks about one option in this week's health report.
As far as healthy eating is concerned, a number of dietitians suggest trying meatless Mondays.
So the thought behind it is that we decrease saturated fat by 15%. The major source of saturated fat in our diet is meat.
Patton says you can start your meatless Monday with some eggs or cereal and add some Greek yogurt and fruit. For lunch, instead of deli meats on your sandwich, try putting some hummus on it instead. You can also swap out the chicken on your salad for some beans or have a vegetable-based soup. For dinner, whole wheat pasta is a great option. A bean burger or bean burrito works well too. And if you're worried about missing out on protein, Patton says you are covered.
We get protein from so many other foods in our diet than we realize. Like our protein intake is usually higher than necessary. So it's really not going to hurt you to eliminate some meat for a couple meals per week.
If you can't eliminate meat for an entire day, you can try to get in 3 meatless meals per week, according to Patton. This is Monty Bowen reporting.
The Health Report is brought to you by the Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic, located in the Medical Dental Arts Building, and by Interior Women's Health, located on 1626 30th Avenue.
Well, I guess I'll just give up being healthy because it's grilling season, and it's starting soon.
You can be healthy and grill at the same time.
Well, with no meat, though. That's kind of interesting. Not going to put a bean burger on the grill.
Bean burger. All right, well, coming up in sports, one of West Valley's top athletes picked a college to continue his athletic career today. That's cool.
And the Ice Dogs sent another player to Division I hockey. All that and more with Joe after the break.
Welcome back, Interior sports fans. Joe Cook here with your local Tuesday Sportscast. One of the Interior's finest athletes signed a national letter of intent this afternoon. Charles Sudduff of West Valley High School signed his NLI to join the Lane Community College track and field team. The Lane Titans are in Eugene, Oregon, and a number of alums go on to the University of Oregon. Led by head coach Grady O'Connor, the program is the best right now, having won back-to-back Northwest Athletic Conference state championships and 11 straight South Region titles for the men's team. Sudduth is the defending state champion in the 100-meter dash for West Valley. He's part of the state champion 4x1 and 4x2 relays of a year ago. The senior is an all-state football player on offense and defense in his career and an all-conference basketball player. He plans to major in exercise science. The jack of all trades decided to be a master of one today, and Charles explains why he chose the track spikes over the cleats and gym shoes.
I just saw myself going furthest in track with my career, and it's what I'm least experienced in right now, and I just thought I can go on further.
And when a kid becomes a little bit stars and things starts going well, sometimes they change. Charles hasn't done that for us. I mean, he's really been courteous to everybody, and I appreciate that fact about you, Charles.
Well, everybody in college is good, so it's going to be great competition and practice all the time. You're just going to have people with a lot more experience that will be able to help you.
And while one will continue his career on the track, another will stay on the ice. Fairbanks Ice Dogs forward Lonnie Clary committed to RPI on Monday. RPI is a Division I hockey program in the Eastern College Athletic Conference. The Engineers finished 9th in conference play last year. Clary is a 3-year player for the Ice Dogs. He's a fan favorite who does a little bit of everything to make the team go and excite the home fans. The Riverside, California native has 75 points and 160 career games for Fairbanks so far. RPI may stand for right place for Ice Dogs because with Clary choosing Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, he joins teammates Jesper Orval, Victor Lilligren, and Todd Burgess. Clary explains why he chose RPI.
Victor Lilligren, I mean, me and him roomed together all the time last year, and I knew he was doing great things over that program. Jesper and Todd's been committed since last year, and me and him, I drafted him as a rookie as early on in the season. We've been best of friends, and I was like, hey, why don't we extend this journey a little longer? Let's have some more fun. So they came in the picture, and I never thought it would be a better fit for me and my academics, maybe being an engineer major here in the near future. As a little kid, you always wanted to play college hockey and reach that level, and here you are working as hard as you can, and it pans out, and it's very relieving. It's very surreal, I guess you can say.
And the high school track and field season started over the weekend in Anchorage, and the Big C Relays interior athletes got off to a great start to the 2015 season. West Valley's Charles Sudduth, who you saw earlier, was named Alaska's fastest man for winning the 100-meter dash in 11.2 seconds. He teamed up with Josh Cummings, Xavier Simon, and Prince Cooks for the 4x1 title as well. Now, Lathrop's Jarrett Welch was the most decorated interior athlete. He won the high jump event, the 110-meter hurdles, and was second in the long jump. Devin Milliton won the 300 hurdles event for Lathrop. And there are some top 10s for Lathrop girls as well. Jaslyn Davis placed 4th in the 100 meters and 7th in the long jump. Autumn Fournier finished 9th in the 3,200 meters. The state's elite distance runners had a co-ed race that made some national marks. Kenai's Ali Ostrander ran the 3,200 meters in 9 minutes 54.3 seconds, which is the fastest time by a high schooler this year. And Levi Tomei of Kodiak ran the fastest boys 3,200 meter time in 8 minutes 54 seconds, beating Utah's Connor Mantz. And a new basketball travel team featuring some of the state's top players with interior ties turned heads over the weekend. West Valley head coach Kamani Shotwell is also the head coach of We Got Next Elite. They played in the Double Pump Spring Hoop Fest in Anaheim, California, and finished the tournament with a 3-1 record. The team gives some of Alaska's top players exposure to college coaches and scouts, along with West Valley sophomore Isaiah Winfrey. We Got Next Elite featured Marquise Lee of East Anchorage, services Pendo Germain and Nathan Fromm, 4A state champions Brandon Huffman, Devonair and Devontae Dutrieve of West, and 3A state champ Kamaka Hepa of Barrow, and Thunder Mountain's Jacob Calloway. The voting continues in the Craft Hockeyville contest. Don't forget to vote for the Big Dipper at crafthockeyville.com. The Dipper could get $150,000 in arena upgrades if they are to win. That's Craft with a K. You can also text the word Dipper to 35350. You can vote 50 times per method each day. Now, I've voted online 50 times. You can just click away and it counts down all your votes. Now, the voting ends this Wednesday, April 16th. The final 4 will be announced this Saturday. Lastly, a quick note on an event happening all day tomorrow. Lulu's Bread and Bagels will be having their annual Alaska Nanac Ski Team Day from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Wednesday. 15% of their sales will go to the Alaska skiing program. And that's a wrap for sports tonight. Mike Schultz is next with your 4-weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back into our Tuesday night edition of Fbx Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again talking about the weather. And it was a beautiful day across the interior, lots of sunshine. We have a few isolated showers. You can see them if you look out toward the White Mountains out there. You can see them hanging over the mountains, dropping a few snow showers here and there. But as far as the city is concerned, we're not expecting anything tonight, so it should be really nice. Our photograph night sent in by Heidi Bostic, North Pole Sunrise. This is a gorgeous shot coming right across the river there, or the slough, whatever you want. I'm not quite sure where it's taken, but it's a beautiful shot. Again, once again, the colors, nice contrast there. And as always, if you have a photograph you want to share, by all means, send it to photos@ktvf11.com. We're heading towards summer, so we should be getting lots of nice animal shots and flowers and everything else, so we'll have lots of things to share with you. Here's our numbers right now. The high today was 45, right now 43. The low last night, 28, record high almost 60 degrees in 1915, 12 below in 1914. 1 year, what a difference a year makes, huh? Sunrise and sunset, about 15 hours and 12 minutes of daylight. That's a gain of 7 minutes from yesterday. On our satellite and radar, a big area of low pressure once again pivoting around, bringing moisture across much of southern half of the state, and especially over southeast Alaska, but it's not working its way in past the Alaska Range. And because it's from the south, the Alaska Range will block out all that moisture. We're not expecting any shower activity at all, maybe just a few isolated showers tomorrow. What else is going on across the state? Well, like I said, the rain is falling across southeast Alaska once again. And it's also look at that, some thunderstorms around the Kodiak region. Cloudy skies at Anchorage, 41 degrees there. Partly cloudy at Cold Bay, 35. Up and down the west coast, once again, not too bad until you get to Nome, then 17 degrees there. 5 degrees at Barrow and Fort Yukon at 37 degrees, lots of sunshine. Lower 48 weather, well, the Pacific Northwest, the showers have stopped for a while at least. 53 degrees there. Warming up in Phoenix, 94, 75 in Denver. Not a bad day there. Dallas cooled down probably because of a lot of cloud cover and rain shower. And then thunderstorms once again rumbling across the deep south of Bayou country. In fact, those really show up good on the satellite and radar. Look at this big blob of moisture moving across the deep south, bringing heavy rain to places like Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. All those are reporting quite a bit of rainfall and a lot of high elevation snow moving across the northern Rockies. And as far as what's happening down to the south, you can see once again there are very heavy thunderstorm activity reported and expected to continue tomorrow right along with this frontal boundary. It's all being brought in from the jet stream. Again, a big buckle in the jet stream diving down, pulling some cool air in down here. This will be mixing and probably be creating, like I said, some severe activity. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for tomorrow while the west still continues dry. Back to Alaska for tomorrow in the northern sections. Occasional flurries for Barrow. Mostly sunny skies for Nome and isolated snow showers for Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, we'll be looking at mainly cloudy skies at Healy, isolated showers near the Fairbanks area, probably to the east once again, and mostly cloudy skies in Delta. Over southeast Alaska, that's where the worst weather is at. Periods of rain scattered all the way from Juneau to Ketchikan and no relief in sight. While out to the southwest, we're looking at snow showers at Cold Bay, partly cloudy in Bethel, and some areas of rain for Kodiak. And over the south central regions, it looks like rain showers for Anchorage, rain at Homer, and rain and snow in Valdez. Okay, time once again for our kids' weather. And this week, we're visiting with the kids from Badger Road Elementary School. Here's a young lady tonight with a very nice picture to share.
I made a picture of clouds and I used oil pastel. Right here is the grass on the mountains. Usually it would be snowy in Alaska, but I decided to draw grass to make it a little different. And these are the clouds that I drew. And I used some green to put, since clouds reflect off of the land.
Nice job, Brianna. And as always, thanks to Mount McKinley Bank for sponsoring our kids' weather. Tomorrow night, a young man will be here with a question about the wind. All right, here's your forecast for the remainder of the night. Partly cloudy skies. Still some isolated showers, mainly north and east of the Fairbanks area. 24 degrees for the overnight low. Tomorrow's forecast, increasing clouds with, again, isolated showers, mainly to the east of the Fairbanks area. 44 degrees. And the extended forecast, as you can see here, looking at temperatures rising to the low to mid-50s for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Overnight lows will also be rising too, right around 30 degrees. And we're looking at temperatures once again to indicate that there may be some isolated showers in the forecast too. And that will be looking at, once again, a very nice springtime situation going on there. So we're very happy with this weather forecast by all means.
Yeah, sounds good.
That does look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully, there's a little bit of remnants here and there and stuff like that. And so I think that'll finally just kill it all.
Yep, definitely.
And quick note, I misspoke. The Kraft Hockeyville, the voting will end Thursday, April 16th, right before midnight Eastern time. So
Eastern.
So at 7:59 Alaska time.
Get those votes in.
And we have to get this out. The Summer Activity Fair is coming up this Sunday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Pioneer Park Civic Center. It is a perfect way to see all the great opportunities available this summer for kids grade K through 12. You can visit webcenter11.com for details. And with that, we'll wrap up and say see you at 11. Have a good night.
Good night.